So the topic of today's sermon is, you can't believe everything you see. Now, the other day, or maybe last week, I think, there was a very big, I don't want to call it a terrorist attack, or it's just some sort of bombing in Thailand. It was very sad, a lot of people died, and it was very unfortunate. About a couple of days after that, about 2 or 3 days, I saw a post on Facebook that really made me excited. It was a picture of like 10,000 monks sitting in a long row of orange, everyone holding their bowls in like one of the big streets of Thailand. And the caption said, like 10,000 monks come out to do a special chanting for this ceremony. And for me, when I saw that, I was like, wow, they organized that really fast. Like that was 3 days and they managed to invite 10,000 monks to come out to do like a merit ceremony for this situation. And I was very happy to see that. But then when I went to look at the comments, the first 3 comments were, they said, this is a misleading picture. And I kept reading, and it said, this event happened in 2013. This was from a certain group of monks where they had a big offering ceremony for a different reason in 2013, and that's why the monks came out. They were reusing the old picture for this situation to make a big impact. And right there it made me think, wow, right when I saw this post, I believed it. I believed it right away. And then it made me think, what other things do we see and we believe right away? There's so many things that we believe that might not actually be true. Like for example, if you see a good person, let's say a good boy, a good girl, do you think their parents are good or bad? Normally we think, yeah, their parents taught them pretty well. How do you know that? Is it possible for good kids to come from bad parents? Yes. Or if you see bad parents, do you assume that their kids are bad right away? You can't, because you don't know what's really going to happen. You can't always believe what you see. That's why even in today's culture, a lot of the criminals are actually good-looking people. Because we assume that ugly people or poor people, they're the criminals, they're the scary people. But sometimes the best criminals are that pretty girl or that handsome man who you see them wearing a suit and it's like, oh, can I use your phone? Of course, he probably has 100 phones at home. But if the homeless guy asks to use your phone, no. It's because we believe what we see. Now, as Buddhists, one of the main topics of Buddhism is wisdom. You have to be smart. If you don't want to get tricked, if you don't want to have trouble in your lives, you have to learn to decipher what's true and what's not true. You can't just believe because you saw it. You can't just believe because I told you. You can't just believe because you read it in a book. You have to use your own intelligence to decipher whether or not something is true or false. And once you're able to do that, you can control your own karma. You can control the happiness level of your life if you only learn to control what you accept and what you believe. Because everything that happens in your life comes from what you believe. And so if you don't filter what you believe, then your life will be very dangerous. But if you learn to filter what you believe, then you are the driver of that car. You are the driver of your life. And you can control which way you want your life to go. Happy, sad, stressful, or upset. So I hope that from now on, when you see something, when you hear something, you don't just believe right away. You take a second and think about it. Is it true? Could there be other meanings? Could there be other values involved in this situation?